Hello, if you're new here, my name is Madison and this is Mads Makeup. If you're not new, then welcome back. Thank you for watching. Today's video, I'm going to be unboxing my July Boxycharm box. When I put my profile in for Boxycharm, I like to have heavier on makeup and less on skincare, so we'll see how they did with my profile for that. So if you would like to see this unboxing and try on, then just keep watching the video. So let's start breaking into the box. So the first item that we have in here is going to be the Detox Hair Serum, and this is by the Lifestyle Co. in Los Angeles. It's a nutrient plant scalp treatment. It's in like one of those little like nipple dropper kind of bottle sort of things. I guess it's supposed to be applied right after washing hair, so since my hair has already been washed, I will have to try this out on a different day and then let you guys know my thoughts on how this works. Next we have the Mud Masky, and this is going to be an eye mask, or more like an eye serum. It's a moisturize boost, vitamin boost, feeding, nourishing, firming, supposed to help reduce dark circles, so I will apply that on camera. So the next item, I've never heard of this brand before. It's called Grande Glow, and it's going to be a plumping liquid highlighter. I've never heard of a liquid highlighter being plumping, so hopefully that doesn't like burn my eyes or anything, but we'll see how that works. I do like liquid highlighters, liquid and more like putty type of highlighters. I do really like the color. Looks like more of a champagne with maybe the slightest bit of like a pearlescent pink to it. Next we have a brow item, and this is going to be by Billion Dollar Brows. They gave me the shade Taupe, which I don't know how that's going to work for me. It might be a little bit too light for my brows. And the last item is going to be the Almar Complexion Trio, the Hydrating Complexion Trio. And this is another brand that I've actually never tried, but I've heard a lot of. I have been interested in trying out their products, so I am excited to try this out and see how it works for me. So let's move on to the try on portion of the video. So I'm going to try out this eye serum thing, get some of it out. It looks like it's more of like a gel-like consistency, not really a cream, and it feels really lightweight and hydrating on the under eyes. Not really a smell to it or anything. And then I think I'm just supposed to let this soak into my skin and then start getting into my base. So I'm going to go apply my foundation off camera, and then we'll start using some of those face products that came in the box. So I have my foundation and concealer on, so I'm going to now work on setting my under eyes. So I'll be taking this Complexion Trio, taking the lightest shade right here. It's called Rise and Grind. Small kind of fluffy airbrush, adding that into the under eyes. It's a good match. And I like to set my under eyes right after I do my concealer, so I cut back on any creasing. That doesn't feel like too heavy of a sort of coverage, which I enjoy that. And then I'm also putting a little bit of it up in the forehead area. Now I'll be taking the shade Pale Wear, which is this middle shade right here, to do some bronzing. I might actually mix that with the even darker shade. I don't know if this one's going to be as dark as I want it to be. And this one is considered the bronzer, so I put this more like on the cheeks, heavier up here. So far though, I think that the color match is pretty good. It's really warm. I think I shouldn't have done it on my nose because it's a little too warm for my nose area, but that's alright. And then I'm going to take a little like eyeshadow kind of soft brush and go into that Cafe Con Leche shade and use that to do a little bit of contouring on the nose and blending that in. So I think my nose I did a little bit too much because I did that Pale Wear, but other than that I really do like this shade range that's happening. I feel like it set my face really good. Even though my skin was a little bit on the tackier side because I didn't set this area of my cheeks, it did blend in really well and didn't patch up on my skin. Now we're going to try out the highlighter, which is from Grande Glow. It's like a little bit of a doe foot sort of applicator. I don't know how much of this to use, so I'm just going to do a couple little plops of it on my cheek, do a little bit on the nose, and Cupid's bow. There's a slight smell to it, kind of on the sweet side, and blending that in with my finger. So it has a really nice soft champagne glow. It's really dewy, so I like that. It almost kind of just blends right into the skin as if you're not even wearing a highlight, just kind of gives a really pretty glow. So that is gorgeous. I'm gonna build it up a little bit to do more layers and see if we can get an even more intense highlight. Okay, so I'm starting to feel the plumping, cooling effect of it. I don't really know what the plumping means, if it's gonna like make my cheekbones feel highlighted, but it's like really cooling on the skin and reminds me like a really minor plumping gel that you would maybe put on your lips. It does build up, so you're able to get an even deeper glow to the cheeks. I really like how that looks on the skin. I feel really glowy and summery and pretty, and it feels like I'm wearing like actually a plumping lip gloss right here just at the top of my lips, so that's kind of interesting. I wonder if it'll like almost give a bit of a plump to the upper lip right there. I'm gonna test out this Billion Dollar brow pencil now. Kind of reminds me of one that I've gotten before in the past from L'Oreal. I don't know if you have ever tried that one, but if you have, then you might know what I'm talking about. The spoolie's a little bit on the stiff side. I kind of like when they're a little more fluffier and loose, but I'm not going to base the whole pencil just on the spoolie. It's more important how the color matches and the formula lasts. You can always use a spoolie from something else. So far the color actually seems to be matching pretty well. I was a little nervous when it said the shade was taupe. It's just not one that I tend to go for my brow color, but I might need to consider it more actually, because this is a really good match on my brows. It's nice and cool tone, which I like. I don't like when my brows get too warm toned. The brows are done and I'm actually really pleasantly surprised with the color. I'll have to see longevity of how they last and wear. I would give these totally a 2 thumbs up on the color and the little pencil. All of that worked really good. My only complaint was about the spoolie, just felt a little bit stiff and small to me. So I'm gonna go do my eyes off camera since there weren't any eye products in this box, as well as my lips, and then I'll come back with the finished look and my thoughts on the products in the box. So the look is all finished. I'll start with the eye serum, and it does say on here that results wouldn't come for 4 to 5 weeks. So I'm not able to give a really good lowdown on how this would be long lasting, but my immediate reaction was it was cooling on the under eyes and it felt really nice and kept my under eyes hydrated throughout the look. For the Alamar Complexion Trio, I actually really enjoyed this. I felt like the colors matched my skin tone really well. I even used it to do my eyeshadow look for some of the parts. A majority of my look was done with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Norvina palette. For the Grande Glow highlighter, I think this matched my skin tone really well, and I liked the way that it went into the skin, almost just soaked in and gave a dewy glow. I don't really think that the plumping aspect of it is really necessary. It kind of lingered for a long time and I didn't really like the feeling of that on my cheek area. It didn't burn my eyes or anything, but I just didn't really feel like that aspect was necessary. But the color was pretty and I liked the way it looked on my skin. And then for the last item is going to be that brow product. I surprisingly really enjoyed this product. The color was a perfect match for my brows, which I was completely in shock about. I didn't think that the taupe shade would match, but I enjoyed the color. I think that the application went really well, and longevity. I've had my makeup on now for a couple hours and my brows haven't seemed to have any issues. So overall, I think that this box came with some really good items. It had a good mix of makeup and skincare. I do like when it's heavier on makeup, so I'm glad that there were 3 makeup items and only 2 skincare. The overall value of the box ended up being $208. They estimate that it would be a minimum of $125, so it definitely exceeded that estimated number. So overall, a great box. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. It would mean so much to me, and I hope you all have a safe and wonderful day, and thank you so much for watching. Bye!